Hi everybody, my name is Brittany Martin and I am doing the final project on my company. So I'm going to kind of go down the list with all the questions that the teacher asked us to explain. So it says the company name, located, and the scope of the business. So my company name is Doggone Best. What I do is dog boarding and dog grooming. I've done the dog boarding for 2 years this November. And then the grooming I started back in March, but I just got certified in August to be a full-time thing. And then it says the scope of the business is obviously going to be mostly boarding. I did the grooming part so that when people come to board, if their dog needs groomed, that they can send them on their way and they don't have to make another appointment with their groomer the next week. It's kind of killing two birds with one stone by having them come and they're able to get both things done. It says, how will my company differ from the competitors? The way that I do boarding, I don't do kennels. I do crates at night. So throughout the day, they're kind of just roaming my house. They are able to go outside when they want. I have 2 dogs of my own, so they are able to play with them outside. And my outside is fenced in, obviously. But they are not in crates the majority of the day. Says, why will customers choose this company? A lot of the people that have found me, they went to multiple vet places or boarding places, and their dog, they found out, was like locked up for about 20 hours of the day, and then a couple hours left out in the morning and a couple at night, and that's not what I do. I feel like my experience with working with vet offices, that's kind of why I did my own. It's not fair for a dog to be locked up for that long. So what will the company's relationship with the customers? I've been doing this for 2 years, so I have a lot of people that return. Certain people through the summer, they're gone about every other weekend. So they bring their dogs on Fridays, and I don't know, they just I feel like I have a good relationship with them. They're able to text me and just say like, hey, do you have an opening? Or they're a lot of more family friends. So we're pretty close. And it says, how optimistic are you with the company's future? I'm pretty optimistic. I kind of set myself a little bit different compared to other places because I don't use the kennels as much. And I'm home the majority of the time. With grooming, I'm just grooming throughout the day, so I'm able to let the dogs out and in like all day long. So I'm not, working a 40-hour job and then having to come home. They're not locked up for that long. If they are crated at any sort, it's like for an hour or 2, and then they're outside for the rest of the day. It says describe the company's leadership and leadership style. I feel like more people do better with the coaching style, to where you have one person in charge for the shift, and then you kind of listen to them, that you are being watched by them to make sure that you are doing everything you need. With me being small and being in my house, it's just me and my boyfriend that are actually doing it. So I feel like I haven't really had to use, the leadership and the communication yet. But if I do get bigger, then I'm obviously going to have to hire help and sort. It says, how will this company handle internal and external communication? With the vet clinics and such, it was a pain in the ass because people would, if you were like low on the totem pole, you couldn't always go to like the highest person and say like, this is my concern. You had to go through multiple people every day, and I felt like it was like 3 to 4 days until the highest person knew what I wanted to address, and that's not what I want. I want you to be able to come up to me and say like, this is what I think is wrong, this is what we need to fix, and then it's on me to fix it. With dogs, if it's 3 days before I hear anything, then that's 3 days that the company's not being ran like it should. If you have obviously an issue, I want you to be able to come to the highest person. What will ensure that this company has high profitability? I feel like nowadays the dogs are like part of your family. I don't know, I guess like 15 years ago, they are, but like my grandparents don't feel like that with their dogs. you know, they just like, oh, it's a dog. But I feel like nowadays a lot of people respect their animals and they want to make sure that they are spoiled rotten while they're gone on vacation. So I feel like now having this kind of a business that people aren't going to just send their dog to anybody. They're going to look for the people that are best taking care of them, the best responsible, and that such. What will the company do to contribute to its employees' professional development? I felt like I have really benefited working in multiple vet clinics when I was younger because I've kind of seen how I want things done. It's really taught me to be responsible. I have 2 dogs of my own. And I've always kind of grown up with them. So it teaches you to be responsible. You got to be on time because a dog is depending on you. You can't just show up an hour late because that's an hour later that they're locked up or that sort. The basic philosophy that I kind of started is I want you to treat these dogs how you would want your dogs to be treated. I've kind of always looked like that. If I'm gone, if I have to go get groceries or something and they're locked up for a couple hours, then I'm spending a couple hours at home trying to run them and get them exercise to where they're not just being crated. The best thing about the company is working with the dogs. There's a lot of dogs that I watch that I feel like they're kind of like my second animal besides my 2. And it's good to see them like happy to be here. Some dogs you have to like drag into the house. And I've had like one do that in the past 2 years. And by the time that they left, they would run out to the car and then they'd come back to me. And I feel like that's super rewarding because it's not like the dogs are hating it here. I have multiple people that they just open up their car door and their dog runs into my house and doesn't really look back at their owner. So I feel like that's super rewarding that their dogs feel comfortable enough to come with me because it is super traumatizing to leave, your home for that long and they don't really seem to care. And then lastly, the obstacles that I feel in the way or that could get in the way is obviously another company. But I'm not really, I guess worried about that. I feel like if you have bigger issues and that stuff, that's a big, obstacle as well. But I feel like as long as you work hard to make sure that the company is best ran and that it's doing the best job that it can, then it won't be an issue. So yeah, thank you guys.